And by the way, all this is, again, another increase in a deficit to transfer wealth to his 0.1 percenters, such that you can own a little bit of Bitcoin. Here's a crazy idea. Go buy your own fucking Bitcoin. I mean, this makes no sense whatsoever. This is pure. You gave me $285 million, so I'm going to come up with a bunch of jazz hands around why we should have a strategic reserve. And by the way, there's a negative implication. Bitcoin is terrible for the United States strategically, because when the biggest, baddest carrier strike force in our arsenal is an invisible one called the US dollar. And when we put sanctions on a country, it has teeth because we can stop them from trading in dollars, which makes it very hard for them to do business globally. So if you're going to create another global reserve currency, all you are doing is attacking our aircraft carrier squadron called the dollar. So this is not only kleptocracy and pay for play and make no sense, it's actually damaging to the underlying strength of America.
So what
because
should
it's
they
diminishing
do?
the
Because
dollar.
a lot of people felt the Biden administration had been hostile, especially Gary Gensler, who you and I both talked to, that they had been hostile to the development of it, trying to overregulate it. I do understand why their inclination is to regulate it, because it's currency. It does affect other parts of the economy.
Bitcoin is established. First off, I don't think you can talk about Bitcoin in the same breath as the other ones. Mm-hmm. Bitcoin has established itself as a credible store of value because the genius of Bitcoin is they've created this algorithm or this methodology where you have to constantly throw numbers to unlock or mine Bitcoin. And people now believe, the market now believes that they're going to stop minting at 21 million. So Bitcoin is increasing less fast than gold reserves. Then we're printing US dollars. So the market says this is a legitimate store of value. That is an asset class. What's to stop anyone at Doja or Ripple or ETH from massively increasing the supply? It's supposed to be one of three things. It's supposed to be a payment mechanism. No one's using this shit for payments. It's supposed to have utility. You could argue ETH and some of them, maybe they make payments, maybe other stable coins go on their technology. But for the most part, there's no real utility here, folks. It's not like dentists use Bitcoin to fill your cavities. There's no real utility. What it could be is a store of value. And one of them, in my view, has created a store of value, and that is a legitimate store of value, and that's Bitcoin. Other than that, it's pure speculation, which is fun. But the notion that we're going to get involved, you're about to see in 36 months, you're going to see a raft of stories about crypto scams that happen between now and the next 36 months. Because you could make an argument that it was being overregulated, or there was a lack of regulation, which created insecurity. Like people, I think Brian Armstrong will fairly say, just tell us what the rules are and we'll comply. But they couldn't get any clarity. So you could argue there was an under-regulation, but there was opaque regulation. But now it's the Wild West. You're going to see so many scams.
Would you buy Bitcoin right now?
I'm a no coiner. I was on the board of a company called Ledger, which was a crypto hardware wallet, because I wanted to learn more. But I generally don't invest in things I don't understand. And I'll go down and I'll have lunch with Michael Saylor whenever I'm in Miami. And within about 10 minutes of hearing him, he's brilliant, I start thinking, put everything into Bitcoin. This guy's just so much fucking smarter than me. Put everything into Bitcoin. And then by the time I leave lunch, I'm like, I have no fucking idea what Bitcoin is. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. So I'm a no coiner. Do you own any?
I do, but I can't find it.
You can't find it. Yeah, that's right.
I bought it.
You told me that.
Yeah, I bought it at the beginning. People know this story. I bought it at the beginning. I was writing a story about Wences Casares, who started Zappo, and I bought 10 or 50 Bitcoin. I don't know, but it was like $50 each, and must have been 10 because I spent $500.
I've been using that to our advantage. That story's out there that Kara has like $50 million in Bitcoin in like a drawer somewhere.
It's not probably, in a drawer. I don't know.
It's probably
at
Alecki's house, but whenever I'm with Bankoff, we're in the midst of
go get my mother, do something.
Whenever we're in the midst of negotiating a new 4-year deal with Vox, and I'm just malicious and Machiavellian. And last night I'm like, oh, hey, Jim. He's like, what are you doing? I'm going to the Spotify party. They want to talk to us. and also, I heard Kara found her crypto. From Spotify. Well, no.
Anyway.
By the way, Netflix is getting into podcasting. Just saying.
No.
Just saying.